What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Daily Entrepreneur. Today, episode 4. I'm Jack. Got James and Josh with me here with the School of Hard Knocks. And we got some great topics for you today. Yeah, so what are we getting into?
Yeah, so the first topic we have today is talking about Yvon Chouinard, the Patagonia founder, ended up giving away the entirety of Patagonia to a charity. And the quote is, according to the New York Times, the decision was created to preserve the company's independence and ensure all of its profits, some $100 million a year, are used to combat climate change and protect undeveloped land across the globe. What are your guys' thoughts on this?
I think it's crazy that, he's giving up the majority of his wealth, but honestly, if you're getting older and, you've had so much success being the head of a company that, as long as you have your estate plan in order, maybe he's got family that are on board with this. Like, it really depends on who he was intending on leaving his wealth for, him and his family. And, if you own a massive fortune like that, then you really can do whatever you want with it, especially if you're on your way out and you're just like, well, I'm not going to be here to hold on to this, and it's just not going to really do anything, so might as well put it towards philanthropic efforts. As long as, and it seems that his intent is that Patagonia is stepping in the right direction, even with him not being there. So I think that, as long as his company's in good hands, he feels his estate is going to be well taken care of, with that wealth, even 2% of it should be fine to cover. So, I think you're going to see a large trend of, billionaires and just really wealthy people, especially when it comes they're getting older, they're going to be passing off a lot of their wealth to philanthropy.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, it's like they were saying, the former owner or CEO of Patagonia, he had been a businessman for over 60 years, which is crazy to think about. And he's accomplished what many entrepreneurs, business owner, aspire to be, is just like him, and really own, an international apparel marketplace where, they've crushed it in sales for so many years in their particular niche, the outdoor, goods and apparel brand. And it's really inspiring to, see that now that, he's made his millions, he's made his money, that he's really able to pursue kind of like passion projects and, do his best and leave his mark to make the world a better place and pursue various efforts, whether it's through sustainability or other various philanthropic, passion projects that he has. So that brings us right into our next topic, which is why it is recommended that entrepreneurs should pursue book writing and write a book. And not only through writing a book can you earn an additional stream of income, it's incredible for SEO optimization, and you can really establish yourself within an industry, and it's just a great marketing tool. And I know the three of us know plenty of former executives, current entrepreneurs and business owners, and just people in different industries that have written books, and that really has helped benefit the success of their career. And really, it's helped leave them a lasting legacy, because not everyone got to follow them every step of their career and know their story. But through becoming an author and writing a book to tell their story about the lessons that they've learned, I don't think that you can really go wrong with writing a book. And I think it's something that, especially if you've had a career with ups and downs where you've learned all these lessons and you can take that and give to so many people, I think that that's a really good route for a lot of people to go.
Yeah, and one thing that I've noticed with entrepreneurs that do write books is they if they drop a book that's like a classic and it's well marketed, then you're going to be seeing in whether it be book blogs or pages or Twitter accounts that promote books, pretty much like saying, oh, you got to read these 10 books before you die, or this year, or these 100 books, and it's a lot of the same titles over and over and over again. If you write a book that can find its way into that kind of sphere of being talked about over and over and over again, that people are just like, oh, these are the typical books that, entrepreneurs and financial literacy people recommend you read, then, one, as an entrepreneur, you're going to be making a ton of money off of that forever. But two, your personal brand's just going to always be intact, because people are always going to be like, oh, you got to read this by so-and-so. And I think this year, or at least the one recently that I think that I've seen the most attention on, is the $100 million offers by Alex Hormozi. And, that book right there that he wrote, it's probably going to get roped into that class.
Yeah, it's really interesting to think about, now that you said that, is that it really is the same, 10 to 20 books, Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that are in that list every single time. So if you're able to break into that and be one of those just iconic books where it's like one of those books that's labeled as like every entrepreneur or every business person has to read, then you're gonna have a legacy that lasts forever.
Yeah, 100%. I can't tell you how many times like I've seen, Robert Greene, 48 Laws of Power, people even just talking about it on TikTok and stuff like that. But I want to move into like our last topic, and essentially, people are kind of fearing, a recession coming on, and so I think it'd be interesting if we looked at, especially from one person's perspective that we were able to read about, how entrepreneurs and more so wealthy people are handling the upcoming recession, and maybe people can take that into their own account when dealing with financial literacy. What are y'all's thoughts on this?
I really like this take that he took in the article, and that was, it doesn't matter even if the recession and the market is up or down right now. The ultimate goal here is to just keep playing the end game. If anything, look at these stocks in just a lot of the prices right now, with the market being down, as a discount, and try to go ahead and just keep reinvesting your money. And it's not a good time to go ahead and try to play the stocks that are like, play the guessing game of like what's at the bottom right now and what's going to go up. It's more like, hey, just keep playing your cards how you've been playing them, and play that long game.
Yeah, and wasn't there something there about like they were talking about how like he was on TikTok and he started the series about like the people who are rich versus the people that are very rich. Did you
Yes.
like what was he kind of talking about there?
Yeah, well, I think he was basically breaking down that, like obviously like a recession coming on, you would think like, oh, people are really scared. Well, the rich, but more so the really rich, they really could care less. I mean, like, of course, like, they got a lot of assets in certain places, but they're going to be keeping the exact same investment strategy. And he basically was bringing that to TikTok. I think it's like, the same kind of concept, Warren Buffett, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, where they say you should invest your money first, invest your money first when you get paid, and then worry about the bills. Because then ultimately you're going to be, then trying to figure out ways to make more money if you can't make it work. But you're never going to keep wealthy, especially during hard times. You're just going to set yourself back if you don't pay yourself first. Thank you guys so much for watching The Daily Entrepreneur. We're going to be back tomorrow with episode 5 with a lot more great topics. See you then.